Hey guys, and welcome back to Franchise Nation. I am your host, Moonlightswami, and today I am bringing you guys the first of two Prospect Spotlight videos going up today. I promised that because I didn't have one on Friday that I would have one today. So here we are. We're going to start things off with offensive tackles, and the video later today will be on cornerbacks. And instead of doing it like this for the cornerbacks, I do have some game tape for them, so you can go watch that later in the day. So we're going to start off with left tackles, and then we're going to transition over to right tackles. As you can see, the meat and potatoes of this draft in terms of left tackles is there's one at the top, and then there's a pretty significant drop-off. There's some good players in here, but for the most part, they are not ideal. So we're going to start things off with Jarrell Gaston, left tackle, projected early first-rounder, 6'6", 322 out of Ohio State, and he's a good run blocker. For a left tackle to be that poor in pass protection is a little bit of a turnoff, but obviously we don't know exactly how good he's going to be. We need to see his size, we need to see his speed and his acceleration. But being a good run blocker is definitely a good thing. I think someone like this probably would profile better at right tackle than left because of his impact and run blocking ability to get into space, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have the 23-year-old out of Eastern Carolina, Brady Carnahan. Not a huge fan of zone blockers, and his stats really don't show ideal. It says undrafted, true talent, so we're just going to keep moving on. Russell Murs, 22 years old, out of Colorado, balanced, late third round projected, early seventh round talent. Good impact, but run and pass blocker, just not ideal, so we're going to keep on moving. Gant Stills, 22 years old, out of Maryland, kind of same deal. Below average pass blocking, good impact, below average run blocking. Not a huge fan, but you know. Next up, we have Chance Hoke, who actually has late fourth round talent. Around average run blocking, maybe a little bit better at C+. B- impact, yeah, it's decent, but the pass block is not ideal as well. Brandin Guzman, 22 years old, out of Texas, again zone blocker. Poor in pass protection, good run blocker, below average impact. Russell Zerline out of Missouri. He's a plus pass blocker, but I don't feel good with a tackle like this. I'd rather get somebody who had at least a B trait to him and didn't have a C- as their worst trait, or as their worst top three. Next up, we have Dylan Bacon, a projected late fifth rounder out of Maine. He's only 21. That impact on that run blocking gives me the impression that if he is quick, that he could make a good transition to guard. The pass block's a little bit low, but at 21 years old, he has a lot of room to grow. Mid-7th round projected talent, late 5th round projected player. So that's not too bad. Then there's Eric Bacon, no relation, kind of funny. B- run block, C+ pass, C impact. Impact isn't the most important thing in the world. That's really only when you have a running start. So for run blocking, it's a little bit more important. For pass blocking, though, the C+ pass blocking plus the run block is actually kind of good. Early 6th round, that could be a good value pick. Next up, we have Ben Castaneda, and 22 years old out of Nebraska. Not great. Doesn't really excel too much. Jamison Cash, early 7th rounder. Kind of the same deal. Oklahoma State, 22 years old. Good pass blocker, but kind of everything else. But at least he has a C impact instead of a C-. Next up, we have Eric Lemon out of Hawaii, 23 years old. B impact, C+, pass block, C run block. Again, this is a good value pick, probably later. The impact probably makes him more valuable at right tackle because they get out in space a little bit more than the left. And lastly, we have Ben De La Puente, 23 years old out of Florida State. Good stats, but the zone blocking scheme, I'm surprised that it says that he's projected to go undrafted. With the C+ across the board, he's a tempting choice. We'll see what his actual physical stats are. But now we're going to go take a look at right tackle. Alright, so now on to the right tackles. We start things off with Blake Guzman, who is projected mid-first rounder, but it says he has late second round talent. The B pass blocking means that I could feel very comfortable throwing him into left tackle if we were to draft him, but a little high for someone with those type of stats. Now here's somebody who I really like, Seth Buckner, 6'6", 309. He has excellent stats across the board, 23 years old. He could be a great replacement for Zach Strief on that right side if we do want to move on from him. A projected late first rounder might be within our wheelhouse, depending on other positions that are of need. But B run block, B minus pass block, B minus impact, that's a very good player who definitely has true first round talent at tackle. Next up we have Joey Payton at a UNC, 23 years old. Good pass blocker, not really good at anything else. He could be a guy that you throw into left tackle, but not a huge fan. Felix Battles, kind of weak. Macon Droge, again, not ideal. C plus run block, C plus pass block, C impact. Projected to go undrafted, a little bit short, but not bad. But here's another really interesting player, Deion Chapman. B impact, B run block, C plus pass block at 6'6", 321 as a late 7th rounder. He's someone that, if he has good strength to him, could be a really good player for us. We do need a right tackle, and Deion Chapman is someone who we really like late in the draft as a project, somebody who might even be able to be selected to the point where we can get him and maybe even start him over Streif. So that's that. And then Malcolm Weiner is the final player, 24 years old, and he is just terrible. I mean, C plus run block, C minus pass block, D impact. 24 years old, he's really not that good. So with that being said, that pretty much covers all of the offensive linemen or offensive tackle prospects. For the next video, like I said, we're going to be doing corners, so stay tuned for that later in the day. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlightswami, and I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace!